thank you for tuning in to Diaries of an Entrepreneur Mommy. My name is Kenitha Amour-Porter. I'm the host. I have a business. I'm an Entrepreneur Mommy. I have a business. It's called Amour-Your-Body, and I sell body butter for people, or actually products for people with skin disorders. So if you have eczema, psoriasis, dermatitis. And I'm being joined today by an awesome woman. This woman, if you say service and serving others, that is who she is, and she's made a career of it. And so we're going to talk to Maureen. She's going to introduce herself, which we call Mo. She's going to introduce herself, but she's going to tell you her journey. And I love her story because it's not cookie cutter like most of our lives are not. So if you're living a life and you're kind of like, I don't feel like I belong here, but I feel like there's something for me to do, definitely look into that, because we all start off with different things we think we need to be doing. So, yes. Maureen, go ahead. Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
I'm Maureen Leeds. I go by Mo because I always say only my parents call me by Maureen. That's when I was in trouble. Even they called me Mo.
Oh, did they?
Maureen Elizabeth. Yes, and it's very long. So,
okay.
Yeah, they've called me Mo since I was a baby. I mean, it's just kind of been the thing. So I go with it.
Okay.
It's much more me than a long drawn out.
No problem. Okay, so tell us the name of the business that you have right now.
Sure. It is Sparkle Network.
All right, and tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, we are a nonprofit who we work with other organizations, but we also have some programs ourselves as well.
Yes,
Started
nice.
in 2014.
Nice, very good. So she's going to tell you what she has coming up very soon. I'm excited to be a part of that as well. But so Maureen, I said that you didn't start off like the cookie cutter, like, I want to do this, and you went straight for it. Where did you start off in your career?
Well, I am a former fashion designer.
Okay,
nice. From Michigan State.
Go green. Go green.
Go green. I know. It's a big thing with a lot of people. I know. Go green. I worked in corporate America.
Okay.
I worked a couple different places. I did corporate fashion design for Kmart headquarters for Route 66.
Okay.
Back in the day. Worked at GM, and then I'm now at Dress Barn. That is my full-time job. I do have a full-time job, and I do work for Dress Barn.
Nice. So it's a big thing to go from, hey, I'm a fashion designer, I have my degree in this. You still dabble a little bit in it now, but that's not like the passion of your life, right?
Right.
So tell us how you became, because she's a comedian now, right? You're like, fashion comedian.
Where did that come from?
So give us a little story of how the transition started. And then how you began to start doing, because she does a lot. So how you began to start doing your fundraisers, and I'm not gonna tell your story. I'm gonna let you tell it.
That's okay. That's perfectly okay.
Okay.
I actually came to the comedy world from an old elementary school friend. It was nothing I ever expected.
Okay.
Ever. We started working together on a book that got published. He wrote about his son's cancer journey, stage 4 rare bone cancer.
Okay.
The book got created, published, and he was already in comedy, asked me to be a part.
Oh, just a disclaimer. The child is doing very good now.
He's
in college.
Yes, he's a state. No, he survived. He's a state.
It's a good
he's a
story.
State. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Now go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, it's a good important thing. So I got involved in the comedy world, and it was very interesting. I thought it very creative. It was really neat. Always learn from people who go on stage. I still do to this day, because you can always learn from other people. That's a very big thing.
Yeah.
Thought, okay, this is great. Did some PR, the public relations, did the fundraising stuff, along those lines, and then caught the bug. Honestly did. Caught the going on stage, the rush of being on stage.
Okay.
And did a very first show. It was a Valentine's oriented show, and now there's something coming up that you're going to be a part of.
Yes.
That is the predecessor, that has come from it, involved, and gone full circle.
Okay.
And we do it every year, which is very exciting. But it was an experiment.
Okay.
And it was with other women in comedy and other comedians. And it was the start of the whole Michigan, proud of Michigan, made in Michigan. And it was right at that cusp when it was just starting to come up.
Okay.
So it was working with only Michigan-based companies and seeing what we could do that was more female-friendly oriented and more just general audience oriented, not so much, because when you go to comedy, typically you think guys, and you don't see so many women in comedy. And there are quite a few in the Detroit area, but once they do well, they go away, and it's like, you're doing well elsewhere, but okay. and meeting these people and just the different walks of life, and so that's how
it began.
Yeah, that's how this journey kind of began. It began with this experiment that worked fantastic, sold out show, first time being live on stage in a longer segment of doing comedy, and it worked.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. You had to have a lot of guts to do that, right?
Yes.
One of the things I want to talk about, and she has so many jobs. Like, she does so many different things. And when I was talking to her and as I was getting to know her, I'm like, wait, you did this, and this? And she's like, yeah. So she's extremely talented. But to speak to you guys out there, if you're like, I'm already busy, we all have the same 24-hour hours in a day, right? Yes. So it depends on what you want to do with it. And I'm a busy mom. I'm a business owner. I do these vlogs. I also I just wrote a book, getting ready to start publishing it, and going through that whole promoting it. There's so many different things. I volunteer in church. I mean, I'm in a small group, but we do what we want to do. And so tell me if I forget anything.
That's okay.
But when they first started doing these shows, right? She was the producer. She did all the PR. She got all of the businesses to actually buy into the idea and donate things so she can have swag, some amazing swag bags, might I add. Some amazing swag bags. She's the one who actually networked and got with the different charities to be able to see what the need was and how they were going to fund it. She promoted the tickets. She actually is one of the comedians on stage. She still has a full-time job. Am I missing anything? I'm like, and the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did we miss anything?
No, and the interesting thing is they're called Sparkle Rap Tour shows, and it's because it's something very personal, and it's either one of our own programs or it's one of the charities that are very personal to us. So each one of those shows, and we do 3 to 4 a year. So that happens 3 to 4 times a year, the whole process. I mean, there's a little bit of a system now, but at first, that's exactly it. It was like there was a timeline, and we wrote it out, and it was like, okay, we have to contact this person, and you just had to keep going and going and going and going, and just hope you get that media person at first, or you hope you catch attention of this person, or and you build that relationship so it could turn into a process.
Right.
It's not just ask them once and then
that's it.
That's it.
And so that's one of the things we were talking about before we started recording this, is having a process is so important. And that allows you to be able to kind of step away from that. Because I know she's a visionary. She sees things before they're quote unquote popular, right? And so she has other things that she wants to do, but when you have the systems in place for what you're currently doing, you're able to kind of step away and do and develop other things. So that's what I love. But so there was not, let's go back into the beginning. She started off with 2 guys, one she went to school with, and it wasn't just an easy kind of thing. There was turmoil. And there was a breakup. And
the great divorce.
Right. And so I love her tenacity. She didn't let that stop her. So tell us just a short little segment about how things start to be not to be so good, and what happened, and how you I can't even talk. How you push through, right? Push. That's the word.
Well, it was something that worked, and I believed in what we did. And I believed what we did because it helps an organization that, helps so many other people. And why couldn't it continue on? Why couldn't there be other causes or other things that I've seen that, you see these big organizations, and then, but you want this personal component. And that was a big part of why this started. We wanted to see personally how there could be an immediate reaction to something positive happening to somebody. So that's what kept me going, because there are worlds out there that, yes, they can get cliquish, they can get just any kind of world, and comedy world is no different. There are wonderful people, there are great people to work with, there are very professional people to work with, then there are other people who just want to listen and gab and gossip. And so be it. So, I had to work through that. And I did. I went and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go talk to some seasoned pros.
Okay.
People of 25 and 30 years. I want to go get their take on some questions I have if they'll listen to me. And thankfully I was. And I have to thank Billy Ray Bauer. He was one of the first people who he's been around for 30 years. And
okay. Wow.
I drove out to Port Huron and had a talk with him. I said, can I ask you some questions?
Okay.
Because I want to pursue this. And he had enough belief in me. He's like, you have life behind you. You know, you're going to use your life on your stage. And that's a lot what I asked him about, was being a comic for so long. And just being around other people and seeing how they were reacting to me. Okay. Going out there and still, you know, doing the comedy part of it.
Right.
Being in the comedy world, because here now I'm going to have to book these shows that are in my mind and get comics to, you know, I want to see what they stand for and what their things are that they feel passionate about. Because I'm going to use people who, and I still do in I call them SWT shows, the Sparkle Rap Tour shows. Okay. That they back what they're on stage for. Okay. It's not just, it's a gig for them. It's they actually have something behind why they're on stage for those shows.
And it's a wonderful cause.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
Right. So that's what kind of, because I went through a whole period of, it's like, okay, am I going to be shamed out of this world? Right. Because I'm no longer with this group, but I want to go forward and do more. Right. So I just kept going and going.
Yes. And so you're right, because a lot of times you can start something with them, or you don't even have to start a business with them, but you can have ideas and you guys are going on the same path, but then as soon as you decide to change paths, and I've done that even in my career, they get offended or they get hurt and they don't realize, like, I have to do what's best for me and my vision and whatever God has put into me to do. And it may not, sometimes it's going to align with what you're doing and sometimes it's not. And then when it's not, it should never be a, you know, like, oh, I'm so mad at you. It should be like, no, you go do what you need to do. And a lot of people aren't mature enough to see that or do that. So I'm glad that didn't stop you. She's a wonderful woman doing some amazing things. Please tell us about your upcoming events.
Okay, well, we have two things coming up. They kind of coincide with each other. We have the Week of Love coming up that we do every year. Okay. And the third annual Girls Night Out in New Baltimore is what kind of kicks it off, and it's the Thursday before Valentine's Day. Okay. And that money goes to Turning Point. So ladies come, pay a small fee to be a part, go to the different shops. They get freebie stuff. They can get into drawings. They get to wear crowns. Yes, we have crowns.
I know, right?
Crowns again this year, ladies. We had a different version last year. This year we have the heart crowns. Okay. We have fun with it, and I work with Celtic sisters who are my co-conspirators for this, and that's how it started 3 years ago. And so we have a really good time. We have some other fun things started. The very first year we did it, we had a woman author come down, romance author, Cindy Spencer Pape. She's in Howell. Okay. Thank you, Cindy, again. I love you dearly. And in fact, I'm thinking of having you come back next year. That's a whole different story.
I know, right? Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
You're going to get a call after this.
Right. Because she's written 80 to 100 books, and she writes all different kinds of
80 to 100 books.
80 to 100 books.
Oh, 80 to 100 books.
Oh, 80 to 100. I'm trying to remember the number, but she writes all different types of romance. She writes supernatural. She writes, you name it. Her catalog is amazing. Wow, she's a very sweet lady.
So how do they find you? How do they get more information of what you're doing if they want to participate with the Girls Night Out? And how do they do that?
Go to Sparkle Network on Facebook. So we have Girls Night Out, and then we have Heartbreakers this year, which is going to be the comedy event that happens every year. And this year we're doing For Love 'Em All and Save a Soul Animal Rescue. We change it up every year.
That's nice. So if you have a loved one or if you love animals,
yes,
right? My son loves animals. Right. You can do something good by supporting this. So definitely check out her Facebook page, and you'll definitely be hearing more with Mo. Great lady. So thank you so much for tuning in. We will definitely keep our eye on you to see what you're going to be doing. I know it's some amazing things. And check her out and do something for a good cause. When you do anything with her, you know that all the money is going to charities to really help people or animals. So thanks again. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.